Hello again. This week we start our next writing project, the thesis-based paper assignment. This will be an assignment where we add some new elements to what we've been working on so far, and as well as further develop the skills we've been working on in the summary reaction paper. So let's go over the task here first. In this assignment, you'll write a paper, approximately 1,000 words, you may think in terms of 6 paragraphs, that develops a controlling question for a causal analysis paper or an evaluative paper as described in class. Now, both of these approaches will be described in the video, What is a Thesis-based Paper, that is part of this week's module. In general, a causal analysis paper explores causes and effects. Generally, a causal analysis addresses a how or a why question. For example, how will technology impact the economic future of a rural area like Rockingham County? Why have expectations for the American dream changed for young people today compared to earlier generations? So you might think of it in terms of how is trying to predict effects, and why is trying to examine causes. So in these two examples, we were trying to predict the effects technology will have on the future. So we might look at positive things as well as negative things. Technology certainly makes it easier to work from home, so people can work for companies in big cities but live in rural areas. At the same time, technology could replace some low-skill jobs, and that would affect rural areas in a negative way. So what you want to frame as a question that you can answer in multiple ways, and the individual answers then become separate sections of your paper, whether it's separate paragraphs or maybe pairs of paragraphs. Similarly, if we're looking for, why have the expectations for the American dream changed from earlier generations? Again, we're a more mobile society, so maybe that increases some expectations. In other ways, a lot of traditional jobs have gone away. Most people don't work for one company for 30 or 40 years, so that's would be another way in which expectations have changed. So that's how we'd handle a causal analysis topic. Now, an evaluative paper supports a claim of value, sometimes by making a comparison. An evaluative paper can be framed as a what makes question. So what makes the Whole30 diet a very effective diet? What makes watching a hockey game live significantly better than watching a hockey game on TV? So again, there's more than one answer to these questions. If you're talking about diet, certainly you're looking at, does it help people lose weight? Do they stick to it? Is it a diet they don't quit on after a few months? Is it a diet that lets people, continue to eat a lot of the foods they're used to eating? Something like that. With hockey, well, you can certainly talk about, when we're able to get back to watching hockey in a live arena with a crowd, you can certainly discuss the crowd. Other things might be just it's a sport that looks so easy on TV and looks so very, very difficult when you're up close watching players actually play. So those are the kinds of topics I would recommend you think about. Certainly, this is the main focus of this assignment is not to write a persuasive paper. You're really writing an informative paper in this particular case. So here are some requirements for the assignment. You must use and properly cite at least 4 sources, 2 of which must be written sources, print or online. Now, 2 of the sources may be people you interview. If you don't choose to interview people, that's not a requirement. Some topics don't necessarily lend themselves very well to, having an opportunity to sit down and talk with someone. In those particular cases, if you're writing about something that applies to a particular profession and you know some folks who work in that profession, then let's say elementary school teachers, and you know of 2, your friends or family with them, those would be people that you could certainly talk and feel out their opinions or get information, details from them. If you're writing about, one of these topics on, say, the hockey game or something, you may not have anyone to interview, in which case you'd refer to print sources for that. So, a minimum of 4 sources. 2 can be interviews. If you don't do interviews, then you'll need 4 written sources. Be sure to cite these works and interviews correctly within the text of your paper and on the Works Cited page. We'll continue to work on that. Now, as always, your purpose in writing is to anticipate your audience's initial assumptions and biases, and also to anticipate the gaps in their knowledge about the issue. In this assignment, you should think of your purpose as more informative than persuasive. You can certainly make the case for your point of view, but your primary purpose is to develop the question, inform the reader, and think of it as providing a starting point for understanding the topic better. I think one rule of thumb for this assignment would be don't pick a topic about which you're not willing to change your mind. This is an assignment that you want to be looking for information, filling in blank spaces for your readers, and in doing so, hopefully, maybe doing that for yourself as well. I include in the assignment examples of both how to cite a personal interview. It's very simple in MLA style. You include the person's name, here, Akaro Pamela personal interview, and then the date that it's provided. If you cite something like a TED Talk or another web-based source, the author or the speaker, the title, the website, in this case it's italicized, and remember the title is in quotation marks, the website or the publication is in italics. You provide the date and then the URL. And then you include the date you accessed it. Done this way. Final draft, MLA style, 12-point Times New Roman, double space throughout the paper. I'll have more to say about the components of this, including how to write an effective introduction and conclusion in a subsequent week's module. Your task this week will be to pick a good topic. You're going to complete a form in which you sort of lay that out for your classmates and me. And then the application assignment for this week will be to develop a preliminary thesis for your paper, something we can work on and refine in the weeks to come. As always, if you have any specific questions about a specific topic, email me, or we can meet via Zoom during my office hours or outside of my office hours at your convenience. All right, thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing what topics you bring to this assignment.